Yo, back at you with another episode. What's really going on out in these streets, man? Hmm. Uh, what's going on? What's really going on? Man, like the video, share the video. Oh, man. Shit. Smash the like button, man. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Show this thing. What's going on in this crazy, crazy world that we live in? Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, man? You know. Shit. The chaos is upon us. But, I wanted to talk about, I've been getting a lot of questions lately about, dudes say they want to find a woman that's like their mom. I think a lot of guys are insecure, and a lot of guys, they have low self-esteem. A lot of guys tolerate disrespect from women for a lot of different reasons, though. But at some point, you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to establish boundaries, and you have to put yourself in a position to win. See, I play to win. I don't know about you. I play the game to win. Now, a lot of us, I understand we might be in an unfortunate position sometimes, and because a lot of times, a lot of us will be with somebody that don't have our best interests. We might be living with somebody like that. We might be in positions where we have to depend on somebody, or we're not in maybe you're not working in these pandemic times, and you if you say what's really on your mind, uh, you might get kicked out. I've been there. I was there when I was in my 20s. I made those mistakes early. And see, the problem is if you not established, especially if you don't have money coming in, if your money's funny, you're in a terrible position. Now they got you by the balls now. you're in a terrible position when you don't have when your money's funny. Boy, they got you exactly where they want you at now. The people at your job got you. Yeah, the people you live with, they got you. Because now that's where the disrespect starts to creep in at. Because unfortunately, a lot of people close to you kind of see you as a kind of like a cog in the wheel. They don't see you as a man of value anymore when you fall off because mentally, they've been brainwashed to believe otherwise. Now, I'm saying when it comes to us. Now, when it comes to these other dudes, the rules change. You know, the rules change. I give you an example. If a black woman dates, say, a white guy or Hispanic guy or Asian dude, she doesn't see him the same. He doesn't have to come through the door with very much of her expectations of him won't be as high in regards to us. And that's the double standard that, you know, we we have to deal with, and there's no way around it living in the United States of America. At some point, if you date black women, you're gonna run into that. It's a double standard. And I've seen it. I've had to deal with that shit almost all my life, pretty much, you know, because I'm around mostly black people. I grew up around black people. So I've seen that growing up. And a lot of guys don't like that. So that's why a lot of dudes will say, man, let me just give me a passport and I'm gonna be gone. And see, other women, when they see us, or just a man, and when a man's in the picture, this woman she gives the man the benefit of the doubt just because he's a man. She follows his leadership just because he's a man. He doesn't have to prove he's a man. But with black women, we have to prove that we're the quote quote man. So will some women have what some people call I guess you could call it unconditional leadership, meaning that you have to prove that you're worth following. So there's conditions when it comes to almost everything when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? It's a twisted way of thinking. Now it only happens to us. This doesn't happen to doesn't happen to white guys like that. Well, it's starting to happen a little bit with white guys, but it doesn't happen that much with Hispanic dudes. Not very. It doesn't happen that with Asian dude. A Asian dude could have nothing, but he lives in that household, and that Asian woman understands that there's benefits that comes along with having a man in that household or just having a man in her presence. She understands that. But when it comes to us, the rules change, man. A lot of these women have been brainwashed to believe otherwise. You know? So how do you go about calling yourself you looking for love in situations like this? If the eight ball is not in your corner, if you're public enemy number one, if you have no friends, nobody cares about you, you're the most disrespected group of guys in society, how do you navigate? How do you really find somebody that's really into you? That's the question that was brought to my attention. Pertaining to love specifically, right? And that's a good question. So what I did a long time ago, see, because you have to understand when you travel outside of a lot of these other countries, love really don't exist like that. Uh, like being with a woman has very little to do with love or if at all. Love ain't got nothing to do with this. And see, when these women come over here from some place like, say, Japan, China, India, where love is not really a concept at all, really, they come over here, they kind of faking the funk. See, if you start talking about how much you love her, she kind of like she's trying to feel you out. She don't really know how to take that. It's like, I don't know what he talking about, but I like the attention he's giving me. He's a cool guy, so I'm gonna just say what he wants to say. This happens a lot, right? So she'll just go along and get along, because she's feels like she's has to serve you uh in order for you to be the best man you can be for her. And that makes sense. Not all that makes sense as far as you being the best you can be for her. I get that. That makes sense, right? Even though she didn't grow up with that concept. That's a kind of a westernized way of thinking, right? So what I did, see, everybody love is different in America. So what I did is I took love out of the equation altogether. And I talk about this in my book, Love Can't Wait. I took love out of the equation and I said this: either you like me, you care about me, or you don't. And see, everybody knows what that looked like. You don't gotta be a genius. It don't matter what country you from. It don't even matter what language you speak. Everyone knows if they like you, care about you, or they don't. Everybody knows. And on top of that, respect has to be number one. That has to be on the top of the list. See, everybody knows what respect looks like. Now, they might not be able to explain it, but they saw it when they was growing up, even as a baby. Even before they could speak one word, they saw it growing up. They saw it growing up as a teenager. And they still see it today as an adult. So everybody knows what respect looks like. And they know what if they like you, care about you, or they don't. And I said, hey, I'll get to the love later. We get to that later. We can build on that. And that's a process anyway. And if you really want your woman to love you one day, this is my thinking now. I'll show her how much I want her to love me later. And it worked. It works. It works. And you know what? And I do what works. I don't do things based on how I feel. I do what works. I do what I want and I do what works. How I feel is a whole or is a totally different thing. And I deal with things how it is. How it is. And I do what works and I do what I want. That's what it is. You know? Now, a lot of women, of course, women gonna have a hard time with that. You know, I understand that because they're very emotional. And some guys have a hard time with that too. They can't put their feelings to the side. They gotta every decision they make, every movement they make, everything has to be about how they feel, what they want, and how you see it, and all that. I'm like, look, how I see it don't really matter most of the time. How I feel don't really matter most of the time either. But if you ask me what I'm gonna do, now that matters. Now that's where the rubber meets the road. What I'm gonna do, oh yeah, that's now we talking now. We can talk about strategy. We can talk about all that. Yeah, now we're talking. Now you speaking my language now. When you start talking about strategy and what I'm gonna do, and my next move. It's like they say. My uncle used to tell me, "Let your next move be the best move." But there's no love out in these streets. It can't be. Can't exist. Can't. Yeah, you might have some strong attachments, strong relationships. You might have bonds with people out here after, and those take time. That takes time. But if you tell me you met some girl 2-3 months ago and you madly in love with her, no, that's impossible today. No, not in this capitalistic society. No way. That takes years if it's gonna happen. That's a process. You have to grow together and be together in order for that to happen. Now, of course, a lot of women going to disagree with that, and I understand that. And as a matter of fact, I expect 97% of what I say, I expect women to disagree with it. And I understand why they would disagree with it. It makes no sense from their perspective. But I'm not speaking from a woman's point of view. I'm speaking from a guy's point of view. You know? New York City in the house. Tell them, Shaw, what's going down in ATL now? It's the same old shit. Pretty much. Atlanta ain't changed. It's the same old, same old, same old, man. You know? But there's no love out in these streets. There's no way. You know. That takes, bro, that could take years. That could take 5-10 years, bro. A lot of these dudes say they looking for love so they can get married. And I'm like, bro, getting married is much bigger than how you feel, bro. Getting married is a business. Relationships is a business. And if you don't believe it, go down to the courthouse, go down to divorce court. You're going to find out go in that courtroom. You're going to find out real quick that this is a business. This ain't, when you go in that courtroom, and you can, I like some courtrooms, you can actually go and witness what's going on. Some of them, not all, some. When you in there with them judges, them district attorneys, ain't nobody talking about how they feel. Ain't no girlfriend. Hey, where your girlfriend at? Ain't no judge talking about none of that bullshit. Because the girlfriend doesn't exist. Where your girlfriend at? Where the side chick at? Nobody, that type of language don't really exist. And I'm Blasian. I'm what? I'm mixed. And I'm what else? I'm biracial. I'm all the silly shit that people be talking about online and offline. None of that shit, none of that type of talk exists in the courtroom. And none of that shit exists elsewhere either. Once you start traveling and going other places. Only here in America where people play games, play mind games and play word games and try to have everybody all confused about everything. You walking around saying, "Hey, I'm a mixed chick. I'm multiracial." And what? What are you talking about? Nobody cares about that bullshit. You're the only person that think you're the only person that think everybody into you like that. Everybody's not into you like that. You're not that special until proven otherwise. Unless you do something, and then somebody will be like that. Somebody will come and tell you that cause and effect. You know. Well, you're not special to us. You're only special to your parents. If that. You know, there's just a bunch of butt kissing going on out here. People want to be validated by other people that are not really into them like that. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? And just I sit down and listen to some people. I'm like, what are you? You sound like you're like on another fucking planet somewhere. I'm like, how do you even come up with these shit to say? And there's a lot of that going on. People think that their way of thinking, they assume it like everybody else is thinking the same way. Hell no, we're not. We're not thinking the way you are thinking at all. We don't even understand why you think the way you even think. It doesn't make any sense to the rest of us. It's like I do what works. I do what works, man. This ain't about, you know, how I feel and all this shit. That's what women do. Let women do that shit. See, the thing is, us guys, we don't get to live in that fairy tale world. There's consequences for living in that fairy tale world. And a lot of us, we can't afford to be making a lot of mistakes like that. Women, they can. Women can walk around and, you know, be reckless and say I'm Caribbean. I'm like, what? What the hell is that? What the hell? I don't know what that means. What the hell I'm Caribbean mean? I don't know what that means. Or I'm what else they be saying lately? Uh I'm West Indian. I'm like, what? I don't know what that means. You know? I don't know what the hell is that. I'm like, okay, shit. Sounds like a confused broad to me. Or I'm what else they be saying? Well, they say they've been saying they've been biracial, you know. But these, see, in America, they'll make up anything. It doesn't have to make sense either. It doesn't even have to work. It doesn't have to make sense. It just have to sound good. I'm like, what? It sound good. You talk a good game, but most of that shit ain't gonna work. And your mama didn't tell you that either. Your mama led you down the wrong path, led you astray. Your mom failed you. And your dad stood there and watched. You know? So we can't really afford to make a lot of mistakes like that. Unless you can afford to pay. We have to pay. When 9 times out of 10, when we play in that little fantasy world, we have to pay at the courthouse. You know, you got to pay attorneys and shit. You know, women can, walk around and get slapped on the wrist. You know, we don't really have a lot of playtime. You know, we don't really have a lot of playtime, like a lot of other people, man. Mississippi in the house. It's going down, man. Yeah, smash the like button. Yeah, I wasn't gonna come on here that long, man. I figured I would come on here like, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 minutes, man. Speak my little piece, and blast off. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions lately, man. A lot of dudes, they put they're too they put too much focus on being in love, on finding a woman you love, and just you gotta put respect first. Nothing comes before respect. If a woman don't respect you, nothing else is gonna work. That's been my experience. Nothing else is gonna work. And a lot of us, man, we're too nice. I'm starting to see. I saw that like when I started traveling, especially when I went in the Navy. This is like 20 years ago. Well, it's over 20 years ago now. I started to see, man, that a lot of these other guys are they're hard to get along with. I'm just working with these guys and uh just socializing with a lot of these other dudes, man. Um, I realized, man, that a lot of these dudes are hard to live with, they're hard to deal with, they're hard to work with, everything. But we're known as a group of guys that we're easygoing, easy to get along with, uh, easy to work with. We'll we'll fuck almost anything. That's our reputation, man, out here. We need to change that. Sometimes it's okay to be the bad guy. Sometimes it's okay to be firm. It's okay to say no. It's okay to have standards. It's okay. We'll I mean we'll take the fat white woman that white guys don't want. We'll take them. You know, we got to change that. I mean, like it. This I've heard, I've seen it online. Uh, White folks will say, well, if you can't get a white man, well, the black guys will take you. Actually seen people write comments like that. So that mindset exists. That mindset exists out here. That's true game. I told ladies and males have harder out here badly than women. Said facts, forget love, whatever. That shit is do that with everyone. Game words just said. Yeah, man, we're like we get a lot of times, man. That's why we get disrespected and walked over, man. We're accommodating. We're like, yeah, we were like, oh, it's cool, man. I just go with the flow. These other dudes ain't going with no damn flow. This is why a lot of women like being around us because we're easy going. I mean, I don't have to do much to be with him. A woman from any other country, whether she come over here or whether you go over there, and you don't know nothing about her culture, where she came from, and you be like, okay, I like this, I like that, and she'd be like, that's it. That's all I gotta do is cook, clean, and give you sex from time to time, and help you do whatever you do. That's it. Yeah. Oh, I can do that. You don't care nothing about my weight, how much weight I pick up, how much I eat. I can eat as much as I want. I don't gotta work. I can stay home as much as I want. I can invite my friends over as much as I want. You don't care? No, it's cool. Okay, cool. Boy, I tell you. Now these other dudes will never allow that shit. They wouldn't allow no woman to be 200. She 5'4", 250 pounds, and she's over there uh disrespecting you. So you went all the way to another country to get disrespected by a fat white woman. What the hell's going on, man? and this is, and I've seen this many times. Boy, that's what we're doing out here, man. So this is like, I've heard this is like a rumor. It's like, hey, if you can't get a man, if you can't get a white man or an Asian man or a Latin man, hey, you can get the black guys to take you. Doesn't matter how you look. Hey, am I the only person that heard this, or what? Am I making this up? If I'm making this up, hey, let me know. Real talk, 400-pound dude's $160, and he want to say that white girl is his princess. Yeah, I know I ain't the only one that heard this type of shit. I've been hearing this. I've been seeing this since the 90s. I've been hearing stuff like this since the 90s. You know, yeah, this type of stuff, man. This I've been hearing about this since the 90s, man. Yeah, it's nothing new. You know, yeah, I've been hearing this like since 96. Really, and it's starting to be more and more of this, where it's like, hey, like you have a lot of women will party through college, run through a gang of dudes, and then she's like late, early 30s, 32, 35, something like that. Now she wants to settle down and get out the club because her friends already got married, most of them. Now, no, the people in her, the guys in her group don't want her no more. Now, it don't. She'll get with any guy now. It don't even matter. It don't even matter if you're black, Latino, whatever. You got white women that's like that. When they were young, they were very sensitive about the guys that they would sleep with, especially if he was a black guy, right? But now that she's 35, 40, 45, it don't even matter now. It's whatever. She's kiki and ka. And a lot of these other women think that like that too. And a lot of us, like fools, we fall for it. Because if that 35, 40, 50-year-old white woman, Asian woman, was younger, she wouldn't give you the time of the day. You know it and I know it. Because that same woman, 9 times out of 10, was approached by some black dude when she was 25. And she was like, I don't talk to black dudes. I don't talk to black dudes. I'm not into black dudes like that. Or she'll be like, I don't want to be seen talking to you. My friends will call me a nigger lover. My friends will call me names. I'll lose my white privilege out here. Majority of them women are like that. Yeah. There's always exception to the rule, but the exception don't make the rules. The majority of it, anyway. Oh, Dana G. Yeah, I know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, it's like, and I've been seeing this for the past, what, over 20 years, man. I've been seeing this type of scenario. And a lot of guys know about it, but they go on with it anyway. They go along with it anyway. This is why you have a lot of these. See, here's the deal. Here's what you don't know about a lot of these older white women. White guys ain't really, they're not smashing them like that once they hit like over 40s. 35, it's downhill from there with her. White guys ain't smashing her like that. 45, 50, forget about it. He got to stop at the bar and get a drink before he hit that. But you don't got a problem with hitting that. You look at her as a prize. You think you got something special. Yeah, I hit that, man. Oh, yeah. We gotta have better standards than that, man. You at work, she cheesing at you every 5 days a week. You think you doing something. You on the job, key, and ka. And if you wasn't working at that job with her, if you saw that same white woman out in the street, she wouldn't give you the time of the day. And that's real talk. That's real. Sometimes proximity makes a whole big difference. Proximity makes a big difference sometimes. Sometimes people you work with, if you didn't see them at work, if you didn't meet them at work, They wouldn't give you the time of the day if you was out in the street somewhere, out at the bar somewhere, out at the mall, or at some resort or something like that. They wouldn't give you the time of the day. They'll look at you like, I don't know this nigga. What are you talking to me for? I ain't talk to black people like that. That's real. You don't gotta like it. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. You know. So yeah, smash the like button. You don't gotta like it, but it is what it is. And a lot of dudes think they doing something. You're not doing nothing. The woman ain't getting no sex at home. She ain't getting no action at home. So how hard is it to smash a woman that ain't getting no action at home? That's easy smash. Hell, her husband is happy that somebody's hitting that because he ain't doing it like that. He's chasing after the young Beckys. That's what he want. He want the young Beckys. He want Becky, that young thing. Hell, he'll shake your hand. He might shake your hand if he find out that you hitting it. He'll shake your hand, and you won't even know why he's shaking your hand. That's how deep that shit is. Some will see you coming, turn their heads like they don't know you. Yeah, yeah. There's people that you work with. If you saw them outside the job, they would act like you invisible. And I've experienced that before. I've experienced that shit before. I experienced that when I was in my 20s. People I work with 5 days a week, right? I'm out and about, just doing my regular thing. They turn the opposite direction. Or they walk past me like I was invisible. They had shades on. See, when you at work, it's all good. That's a part of the job. But when we're out and about, I don't gotta speak to you then. I don't gotta talk to you then. And that's how that shit is. See, there's a work relationship and a personal relationship. And most people don't mix them both. That's how that works, bro. First game, look in your eyes and in your direction to people you work with. Yeah. Yeah, man. Most people at work, just because they act cool and talk to you, that's a part of the job. That ain't really who they are. Now, there's some people that's cool, which is usually us. We're usually the coolest people at the job. You know, we're cool as hell at work, boy. You know, everybody else, you wouldn't want to hang around a lot of these people outside of work. How lame and dumb and stupid most of them are. I'm just keeping it a buck. I have a lot of personal and work relationship outside the job. Nah, you really don't, bro. You really don't. You might think you do, but you really don't. Really, the relationship you have at work is it's not real. It's not. You know how I know it's not? Because if you stop producing at work, you're gonna be gone. And that relationship is gonna be over. That relationship gonna be over. Hey, see, stop doing your job at the level you're doing it at work and see how strong your relationship is. See, you gonna be gone. They'll replace you next week. Shit. You don't really have a real relationship. There's no foundation. There's nothing there. It's nothing, it's just like you just do your job and that's it. And we don't have no problems. But if you make a mistake that's unforgivable, you're going to be gone. And then you know what they're going to say? They say the same thing they always say. This ain't personal. This is just business. This ain't personal. This is just business. That's what they always say. And that's a lie. Because it's always about business. It's always about business. That's the whole point of me doing this video tonight. It's always about business when it comes to relationships. Just remember that. If you remember that one thing tonight, that'll serve you well in the future. Relationship is always about business. They'll say, hey man, it ain't personal. Whatever, dude. That's a hard lesson I had to learn, man, when I was younger. I do my job, go home. I'm not trying to chat with a boss or too many coworkers, but I am a truck driver, so I don't deal with too many. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to deal with too many people. No, not with boss or the leaders or people with coworkers. Yeah, even with your coworkers, a lot of them are full of shit too. Yeah, a lot of them are full of it too. Yeah. Yeah, smash the like button. I'm gonna go another. Oh, any questions? Let's see. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I'll probably be on here another 10 minutes. I'm out of here. I'm gonna drop the link in here real quick. Yeah. Yeah, it's like people say, "Hey man, it's nothing personal, man." Yeah, whatever. You know, it's all the double standards. It's always going to be there. The double standards and the favoritism on a lot of these jobs. It's like you.
Yeah, I say I have a personal relationship with some of my coworkers because we talk about like stuff with family, like certain things with business, and we check up on each other and stuff. Like at my old job, that's why I said it's like it's
Oh,
personal too.
that's your old job. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What you talking about your current job?
yeah. Cause like you ain't lying with these people being full of shit though, cause they act like they're your friend, but once you off that job, you are nobody.
Yeah. It's just they're just playing around. It's not real. It's like when they're at work talking to you, that's just a part of the job. That's all.
Yeah, I have a question. So, wonder if like you dealing with a lady, right? And she tells you some bullshit, but it's not true. She's like, "Oh yeah." like she'd be like, "Oh, we only friends and stuff, right?" But she wants you to call her and text her a lot, or like go out with her a lot. Do you believe she's telling the truth or she's bullshitting? But her body language is showing something different, and her actions.
That's like kind of like string along. That's keeping you on the side, bro. You're like the backup dude. That's I wouldn't even play along with that. I wouldn't even. I mean, if I don't want to be friends, so I wouldn't even play along with that. I mean, you got to look at the actions. The actions don't lie. The body never lies. You know, it's talk, talk,
Yeah, cause yeah,
talk. Don't really mean nothing.
yeah, cause certain women like in the city that I'm in, they told me that before. They had tell me that, yo, we want to be friends. But when I talk to another girl, like I'm taking your advice, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna talk to other girls. Or if I fuck another girl, you can't get mad at me because you say we just friends.
Yeah, and then I would check her. I said, "Well, we gonna be friends or what? Make up your mind." I said, "Hey, you didn't." I said, "Hey, you didn't invite me to come over."
Yo, these kids out here be crazy, sharp game.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like if you say you want to be friends, okay, let's be friends. But at the same time, I'm still not gonna be calling you all the time
Yeah,
and texting you all the time. I don't got time for that. Get a life,
that's true.
you know. That's what I'd say, man. And plus, man, if I ain't, I'm not gonna be hanging around a woman like we buddies and shit. I'm not doing that. I don't do that to still to this day, unless I known you a long time ago or whatever, and I'm just not interested. And that's different story. But if I just met you like a couple weeks ago, if I don't think I can smash, I'm not gonna be hanging around you like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now if you're an older broad, yeah, I really ain't gonna be hanging around you like that. It's like it's gonna be like, hey, we just hey, hey, what's up? You coming over? All right, cool. You come over, smash. That's it. You know what I'm saying? She's an older broad. What am I doing with an older broad?
That's true.
Is what
I got.
let's say she's 45.
Oh, that's too damn old.
I mean, that's too old for you. I get that. But it's like what there's only one thing to do with her. Smash.
If it ain't business, it's smashing. That's true.
Exactly. So what are we doing here? I'm not going out of town with a 45, 50-year-old woman. I'm not
You're a
doing
savage, sharp game. You're a savage, but you telling the
that.
truth.
Yo, I'm just keeping it a buck. It's just like when I know young dudes that marry older women. I'm like, what you do that for?
The money. That's why. The money. Sugar mama. They want to be a sugar baby. It's the money. Trust
I
me.
don't. Well, hey, that's a price to pay. I'm not willing to pay that price.
Me neither. And they be controlling too. Cause check this out, sharp game. On social media, I had certain older ladies, like you said, like 45 plus, talk about they could have been catfishes too. They was like, oh, you be what you call that? Let me be a sugar mama. I give you $800 a week, and you just gotta what you call that? Deposit in your account and all this. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. I don't know. You could be scamming me if try to get my money. I'm
Yeah,
not dumb.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, uh, yeah, and a lot of older women try to make us feel bad. They try to shame us and be like, you want to give it to young girl? I'm like, well, hell, you can't. Hey, don't you can't compete with them? Hey, don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
That's true, and that's why I tell people, like I said, yo, if the girl's 18 or older, been over. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play games because one, she's young, she's fresh. Two, like you said, she don't have that much baggage, and three, I always like when I was young. I always liked it like somewhat younger than me, not too young, but somewhat younger
Yeah,
than me.
yeah, and plus, I want kids one day. I can't do nothing with an older broad. What she 45? I'm spending all the time with this 45-year-old woman, and I could have been with a 30, 28-year-old and growing and bonding and doing things together. I'm like, that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, that's true. That's why like I stay in the 20s or I go like the highest 32. Like if she looks bad, but not no 40. If she looks bad, she takes care of herself. I probably go around the highest, probably like a coworker of mine, a girl I was talking to before, like 39, but she didn't look 39. She looked
Yeah,
like she was 28 because she takes care of herself very well.
yeah. It's like yesterday I was talking to this chick. Her son is like 32,
Damn.
and he's gonna move to Cleveland, Ohio, from North Carolina. With this woman, they got 3 kids, and she's like she's 42 with 3 kids.
What?
I'm like, what? See, that don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, and I be telling that's the same thing I be telling certain females. I'm like, if you have a certain amount of kids, I'm only doing business and fucking you. That's it. If
Exactly.
if I
Exactly.
want friendship, I consider that. But you gotta bring something more to the table to being friends. Cause I don't want to hear about those dudes that did you wrong, that did you dirty. I've been there and done that.
Especially if she has. Now, I didn't even ask if she got 3 kids with the same dude. I didn't even get into all that. But if she got 3 kids with multiple dudes, that's a sign of her being irresponsible, bro.
Yeah, and I be telling that to certain females. I'm like, yo, like, you know what females victim card is? They be like, oh, I was young and dumb. I said, stop that bullshit. We gotta stop that. Stop saying you young and dumb. Cause you had certain people in your life that tell you stuff. You just wanted to be reckless.
The first kid, okay. The second, no. The third, you full of shit now.
Yeah, cause like me is like I attract girls like from the age of 18 to like 30 something, like on public or online. Like certain single mothers be looking at me and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, they do, but I don't be paying them the mind too much because I'm like, I'm not gonna keep talking to single mothers. Two, you have multiple kids with different dudes or the same dude. Why you and the dude ain't get together? It's certain you did, he did, or both of y'all did. Why y'all not staying together?
Exactly. So he didn't think she was wifey material. That's why.
Cause I dealt with like I told you before, I had sex with a lot of single mothers, but I didn't be in no relationship. The one I had sex with recently had 2 kids. Now she got a third kid. I'm like, nah. And I
Yeah,
knew her for 3 years. She never wasted material.
yeah. I mean, like, and that's a ready-made family.
Yeah.
You gonna you, you can you gonna put your time, your energy, and your money in the kids that's not even biologically yours? Come on, man. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
and then
I couldn't do that.
yeah, and it's just crazy because I knew her for 3 years and she was lying with mad shit. And I'm like in my mind, before you had your third kid, you had mad red flags. You was making excuses, lying. Your parents is married. They have 3 kids, but you ain't married with one of your baby fathers, and your parents is in a marriage.
Yeah, and then when they get with you, they got all these new rules all of a sudden. They get all brand new.
Oh no, Sharpie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could have smashed the first day, but I just didn't do it.
Yeah, yeah, because you'd be like, I don't know with this chick.
Yeah, cause it was crazy because when we first met, like I was talking to her online. It was one of my mother's birthday. This was years ago, like 3 years ago. She was getting impatient with stuff. I said, we waiting for my mother to come to my sister's house so we can meet up. She was like, oh, you kept telling me that. I was like, yeah, I messed up and stuff. But she compared me to like dudes and stuff. I say, don't compare me to no dudes because I'm not them. I
Yeah,
had to check her ass real fast.
you got too much baggage. And that's the thing you have to deal with being around a woman like that.
Yeah, I
I
cut
ain't,
her completely off.
yeah, you did the right thing. I don't got time for all that.
I deleted all her messages, Facebook messages, calls. Like I deleted all that. Like if she calls or texts me, I ain't been dealing with it. It's not even worth the vagina.
No, no, ain't
It's
no,
not.
no, it ain't no telling how many guys she done slept with. Got what, 2, 3 kids. I'm like, and then a lot of these women be complaining about, yeah, I ain't satisfied. I'm like, what?
Nah. She didn't say that with me though.
No,
She
I'm
did
not
not.
saying. No, I'm
Yeah,
not saying.
yeah.
I'm not saying you, but I've heard some of these same women make complaints like that. The last guys, what, I wasn't satisfied. I'm like, what you telling me that for? I don't think I would tell nobody that. If I'm the new guy coming in, I don't think I would say that. But you know,
Yeah, certain women do be doing that too. They be open books, and I said that a long time ago. Women would tell everybody, everyone in their business, tell everything. Us guys, we'd be like, nah, we ain't saying certain shit because we gonna know we gonna be in the doghouse or shit gonna be used against us. Like you said before, everything would be used against us. That's
yeah.
good.
So it's just not even worth dealing with all that nonsense.
Nah, it's not.
Nah, you know. All right, man. Thanks for coming on, boy.
All
I'm
right, all
about to
right,
get off here.
all right. Take it easy, sure.
Peace. Yep. Yep. So it's been an hour, man. Like I said, I didn't plan on being on here but an hour. So hey, like, share the video, uh and check out the podcast, man. Check out the podcast. You can find me on iTunes, Google, Shopify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.